I'm so glad that I have some time to keep Disco Elysium going this week. I still can't believe that, I don't know, the rate at which I can play it has put this over several months. Okay, so I'm starting back right in front of Joyce.
You're back? Good.
Yeah.
What can I help you with?
Always. Though from her perspective, that would just be standing there, spacing out for a second, and then being back in there. Alright, so I think from the hint I've gotten from Jacob Hoffman, thanks, is so I'm asking what Revachol is. I can ask about the tattoos, I can ask about Everard or the boat or Wild Pines or reality. Reality is the right track, isn't it? Because going through the thought cabinet so far, I don't think that we have the one that makes sense up in this. Alright, so I've got questions about reality.
More lessons
indeed.
in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
We've got some where are we, what times are these, and yeah. Okay, none of it looks new, but let's
We're
go
in
through
Martinez,
it.
baby.
Baby. What is Martinez?
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour, north of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
I don't know, I'm pretty charmed, but probably just because I'm not from here. I really thought that I had exhausted the options around here. That's Martinez. What's Revachol? Please, something.
Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city.
Okay, doesn't clarify what we need to ask what a city is. So what kind of city?
The great kind.
I'll buy that. I'll believe that. Hello to you, Hijinks Arcade. Hey, glad you could make it. And extra happy birthday wishes to you. I hope there's a bit of extra detail in here.
As if it's self-explanatory. Beyond patriotism. A fact.
People talk about New York that way sometimes, but mostly if they've grown up in New York. Okay. I am finding orange options in here at least, and that's promising to me.
History detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries.
Resolve? So, I mean, the whole place feels like it's supposed to be some kind of conclusion, some kind of last stand, and then it's just sort of awash in the continuation and unsatisfying continuation that real life gives you that narratives don't. So we can ask all of these, I think. You saying this stream is a pretty good birthday gift. Hey, cool. I'm really glad that I got time and stuff. We can ask who built this city. I'm absolutely holding on to hope that there's information about the Pale around any corner. Tell us who.
The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile Marat, depending on your creed.
And when?
In the DeLorean century. 380 years ago.
Named after Dolores Day or another one? Why will it resolve history? That sounds so final.
They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest.
I mean, it does feel like some kind of scar in the heart that wants answers. Hello to you, Zermakiva. If you say that you wish you had a lesbian boyfriend at the same time I'm looking at Harry Dubois, it's making me imagine who's more likely to be the lesbian boyfriend. I think I could see Harry calling himself that. There's
By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men.
and lesbian boyfriends. Okay, so stuff of men, high tensions. From the sound of it, that sounds like the struggle between political aspirations that, I don't know, is that like the heart of this game, I want to say? Or at least all throughout the landscape of it. Does communism win? Does it not win? Tell me what happens, Joyce. Why here?
We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
Connective tissue, right where the money is, huh? Money and life interchangeable. So we're in an unimportant part of an important place, or we're at the center of the world, or we're on the periphery. Is it wishful thinking to call it the center of the world? It looks like one of those where I only get to choose one. I don't know, center?
Oh, we're quite a way off. About...
A collection of tall ghosts behind the water vapor, light reflecting off their glass windows.
Could you tell me more about ghosts in vapor, please?
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
And you can look at the sea. A wild thing opposite of all that civilization stuff.
Silence. She lowers her hand.
How about it?
The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time.
As frustrating as having lower blue stats has been, I can't see myself trading the, emotion-based ones for them.
There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
You can ask, where are we? I don't know any of this. Which one's closer to an answer? I don't know. I have the feeling that I want to try to click through it again. Where are we?
We are where we are.
Yay?
I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately.
Does that help with the pail?
This is one thought you need to complete.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
Definitely trying to head toward the lowdown, but I guess first I'll head toward the thought cabinet. So derealization, does that help? Center myself on the chat for a second. You're saying Joyce is a wealth of world building, and saying this isn't from passing that check, right? Locked as hell. Locked as a check that's locked as heck. To rhyme it. They're saying when I play, it's usually with a custom build with higher psyche and intellect, lower physical and motorics. Right? Like, having decent on the yellow stats, it's felt okay a couple of times, but it hasn't really been at the heart of the game, I want to say. Okay, so, derealizing? Can I unlock stuff? Unlock stuff. And when we're gonna instantly try to derealize whatever we can. The Revachol Special Administrative Region, the Insulindian Ocean, Coalition Government, Insulindian Mission Command, name after name, and none of them is familiar. Much like a player of the game, you feel like a kid looking at stickers on a fridge. Truvant, the Apricot Company, World Games 34. You can almost see your hand reaching out for them. Scratch at the corners, see if they peel loose. This feels like the most important of all the thoughts, the one you must truly complete. I mean, it does seem pretty important. Did I put you in the right direction at least? I don't know. I'm looking at hints. Okay, I've gotten it seems to align with the hints. We'll internalize. Right, connected right up to the Jamrock Shuffle and all the rest of it, and and your honor glands if you want them, and we're still and we're still on magnesium. Yeah, perfect. All right, hopefully that's good. You're saying they're putting emphasis on this one. I'm having hopes. I may not be getting high, but I'm having high hopes.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
Eventually, in 3.5 in-game hours. Huh. That was more revealing than I thought it would be. Alright, so is anything some things time sensitive. Okay, fish market at the 22, and before there I wanted to go to the apartment. I don't think the apartment had a... Okay, so number 20. Let's further down on this one. Go on number 20. And then run on these rickety boards. We're jogging together, Kim. We are jogging together, Kim. This saying... Ooh, did you have any plans on what you wanted to accomplish? Right, it is funny to me how freeform it can be, saying completing the song in the church and dancing. Okay, so for the church specifically, the next, because it seems like a couple of things may be able to happen before 2200. I would hope so. I would hope more than one thing can happen before 22. Sounds. Hoping that... Okay, so to gather my thought completely after it rolled right out of my head like a little ball of earwax or something, the next step in creating the song is like adding some bass, right? And then the bass seems to be from the sound in the middle of the world, and then the sound already played. So what I want to talk maybe to Sona about that. Let's go on into this apartment. Huh. Well, actually, Cindy, you finally made Joyce move. Got anything to say about that?
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
I mean, I guess so. And then there's saying the church might be a good pick-me-up after the sadness of telling someone their partner is dead. Definitely. It's absolutely unsettling that his hunch was that correct about it. Alright, so there's little doors to get up on the roof, and a little bit of everything.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10.
It's a waste of time to knock, isn't it? I mean, I can't know for sure, because we're looking for 20.
The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to the door.
That's a mood. That's how we've
You
treated.
feel tension on the other side.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. No, I was just being curious and a policeman at the same time. I know it's not a good combination.
Sounded like a woman. A woman's shoes.
Well. Oh, right. Before we head into any particular missions, do we want to be more empathetic or anything like that? Well, you could have a reaction speed. Okay, some of these... please. Some of these... Okay, it seems like -2 empathy is the most common one. But it's... Oh, okay. Pinball maker? Cool. And then would he still have enough going on with Kim that he could... Because it's mostly the jacket slot that lets him do the telepathy with good old Kim Kitsuragi. Alright, so I'll say that's pretty much it. We probably don't need drama. I will actually take some more shivers every single time now. I would think that I would have a little bit a little bit of it memorized after flipping through all of these. Alright. Okay, a little bit of drama, a little bit of shivers. Thought something was minusing to shivers. There we go. A good combination. And then we'll keep on knocking on people's doors, saying, I think talking to the sweeping old lady will help you get in the room. Ooh. Oh, wait, I could get into the den? Interesting. And there's the option to pick you from Street Fighter. Okay. Okay, would talking help? But I'm not sure. I always feel a little bit of uncertainty.
Give me a moment.
If something is new. My goodness, oh, every single time I've spoken to this character, I've just been thinking to myself, I'm so sorry you're, I don't know, around here having to work so hard, breathing heavy. Well, we're looking for Billy.
It's about Victor, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's always about Victor with her.
Well,
You'll find the Maisons in apartment 20 upstairs. It's one of those doors on the balcony.
and we could ask the who are you or anything, but I guess that's just a thanks. Or thanks and we're off. Okay, I started thinking I wasn't gonna try it anymore, but
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10.
there's actually literally no reason to go around bothering people. I just got really curious.
A poor communard, from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
Ooh, misaligned with the text for a second again. So who is it? Demands a female voice, wary and tense. This is the police. We could say open up. I would prefer to say instead of open up, we're just saying hi.
Do I have to open the door?
No. No.
Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant.
Hey, you know your rights. Very good.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
Okay.
It's generally easier to do things if you don't have literally any reason.
Was I actually having a little bit of a good time with a low logic stat sometimes? Because you are using your logic to judge your own actions. Excuse me. Alright, so let's head up to the balcony then. Having no reason. There's being we are the cops are good at opening doors. I've gone the wrong way, haven't I? I have gone the wrong way. I got a little bit excited about where I was going and I went the wrong way. I don't know, we could say I just need some more. It's not time for communism yet. Alright. Okay. Just walking around. Just walking around. Dare I say running around. Doing things with perhaps zero reason. But we'll see. I wonder if there's actually room for everything. Alright, balcony. Important. Gotta read those labels. Okay. Heading up near the smoker. Oh, huh. This door.
A weathered brown door. The number reads 20.
Okay, continuing.
Something smells good. Soup allongio.
Oh.
The lieutenant motions to you to go ahead and knock.
I thought I was ready, I'm not ready. I thought I was ready, I'm not ready.
This is the door. You already know it's the right door. This is going to be so hard.
Oh, God.
Get yourself together. It's just police work.
Thanks, Volition. Holding it together by 1 point, are we? Sure, tell the amnesiac. Hold on, Gim. We should discuss this before we move on. What should we expect?
You're right. Let's talk this through.
Yeah, okay. Well, looks like there's an option to go through without that, but you're better for it.
You hear light footsteps passing by the door and some folk music playing on the radio.
We have our first preliminary identification. In all likelihood, the deceased is the husband of Billy Maison. We need to confirm these, as well as deliver the death notification to Billy herself.
And then in this specific timeline, you don't know that's the lady from the bookstore, huh?
Now, delivering a death notification is never an easy task. There's a reason why it's often called the most stressful part of our job. This is why it's usually done in pairs. You got this. I'll be monitoring reactions, ready to act if necessary.
Act? How exactly? He's so calm and measured. Thanks, man. Do you have any advice on how to tell her or what if I don't want to do this, or I don't want to do this, let's turn around. Oh, you could try to bail out. Oh, I don't feel like choosing that one despite the generalized curiosity for absolutely everything. So any advice?
Dad, just don't say that you know how they feel. You don't.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, I watched a TED Talk on this for class last week. It actually didn't help.
Good advice.
Okay. You can ask what if I don't want to do this.
Yes, it's hard. But there is no easy way to handle this information. It just has to happen, as soon as possible.
Yeah, I mean, you took the case. I'm not even gonna try to bail out. Think we're ready.
The lieutenant motions towards the door.
There we go, with our emotional support, Kim. And honestly, small bear with me. Why not?
Hello? Who is it?
Well,
And someone turns down the radio.
it would be bad to say, I guess, who it isn't. Your husband. Okay. We can look at the lieutenant first. Yeah, what? Just inject some space into this. Take some time to breathe if you can.
He gives you a short, encouraging nod.
Is this Billy Michon's home? This is the police. Please open the door.
The police? A moment, please give us a moment.
All right.
Tidying up, nervously.
Oh.
There's fear in her voice.
Oh.
Come in, the door is open.
Okay. Well. Hello, little apartment. Hello, ma'am from the bookstore. I use your bathroom first. Oh. Children growth height, sort of things. Empty cigarettes from a quick tidying up. And windows and newspaper clippings. Oh man. I want to click on all the things. Is it actually... it seems inhumane to click on all the things a little bit and just like keeping your attention. We don't even need to. There's just high school mathematics, anxious taking, pop stars, and just the weirdest way to bide time before breaking the news. Yeah.
It's you from the book stand. Did you come to bring my cockatoo back?
Well.
I don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Billy. Would you like something to drink? Tea? Lemonade? We're out of coffee.
Thanks for offering.
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and is busy cleaning them in his handkerchief for now. You're on your own here.
Hey, I mean, you're a calming presence even if you're nervous, Kim.
He must feel vulnerable without his glasses. Is this why he's letting you take the lead?
Sheesh. You can say I'm alright, or it's not about the cockatoo, or not now. Well, I'm alright about the lemonade.
Is this about Victor, my husband? he in some kind of trouble again? I can come pick him up in the station if that's what.
Well, you can sort of pick him up.
No, this is something much worse. Is he in the hospital? How bad is it?
God damn it.
Definitely no small talk. This isn't the time or place.
No small talk whatsoever, huh? Yeah. Get to it quick.
I don't want to.
Holy shit. Holy shit. What? What? Everything. How many good. How many. Okay, empathy. Empathy. We were all rooting for you. So what? What exactly?
There has been enough pain.
Ah! But we have to?
I don't want to do this.
Well, it's coming out somehow. It is coming out somehow. You can say I don't want to do this. It seems like there's a part of me that refuses to do this. Not to advocate self-harm, but I am having you slap your cheek.
Say what?
Officer,
Yeah, that's not any better.
Too late. You ruined it. Just say it now.
Christ! Oh my god. I've chosen the... I've gone down a wrong path, have I?
Excuse me? What? What did you say?
I'm gonna throw up.
She's in pain. She's in so much pain. And so are you. Your chest is burning.
we are very sorry to inform you, but your husband, Victor Méjean, was found dead this morning on the Martinez boardwalk.
Yes.
Oh,
Well... It is horrible that I almost want to say he wasn't gonna get any less dead, no matter how you said it. No, okay, that's one of the worst rationalizations I could.
oh. He was just...
Okay.
He was just here. Alive.
That's why you ask people for help and deliver it. Maybe it could have. Okay, maybe it could have gone any other way. Why is that my first impulse?
I understand that this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner are here for you if you have any questions. We are very sorry for your loss, ma'am.
Yeah. Sorry, Kim. I didn't know you tried to. I didn't know you tried to let us handle it.
What happened to him? Tell me.
Well, the first one is kind of blaming. The second one is almost delicate. He fell and smashed his head.
And you just found him there? Lying in the cold?
Yeah,
How long had he been there?
I think for a few days at least. Is that unconfirmed? Yeah. I think it's that.
She doesn't reply. Her eyes well up with tears as she struggles to keep it together. You hear the clock ticking in the children's room.
Okay, well, that has been stomach turning.
Is there anyone we could call for you? A friend, a family member, someone who could be here for you?
No. I just need to tell my girls.
Okay.
It burns like acid.
Oh.
God. Should I call them? Should I tell them to come home?
Well, I think so. There's looking away versus not just provide some kind of clarity. If all we're made of is bluntness, at least at least say the direct thing in a useful way.
All right. I'll call them. Just tell me, what do I need to do next? Where is he? Can I see him?
Is he still on the boardwalk? I think he is. I think he's still on the boardwalk. I haven't
You
checked.
haven't even taken him away?
Well, you're the first to know.
No, we have. He was taken to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral. Here's his number, in case you want to contact him earlier. Is there anything else that the RCM could do for you?
From the sound of it, stop talking, at least in one half of a pair.
No, I'll call you if something comes up. I'm still a bit...
No, I mean, it's understandable. I mean, you could, okay, through all of that leaning into committing to legendary failure, does it help at all to say that you have a brain condition? That that you looked at her husband and recognized the things that killed him still lurking within you, and they got part of you, and that's part of what led to all of this. Does that help anything? I mean, it might. Depends on how she takes it. I guess just sorry.
A brain condition.
Well, yeah,
Yes, you're a total fucking horror show.
I'm aware.
No, stop now.
Well, Volition, you're succeeding. Okay.
Again, if there's anything we could do for you, then don't hesitate to call the RCM, ma'am.
She just nods, distant and inconsolable. The bed springs rattle beneath her as she begins to shake. These are her last reserves of strength.
Oh, we fucked it.
Bosses will give us
Oh, we fucked it. Okay.
I'll take it from here. Thank you.
No, there is absolutely no need to thank.
We should step outside and talk.
I am so fucking sorry, Kim. And everyone. And the world. Brain damage. Brain damage.
So, the death notification.
I have brain damage.
He's avoiding your gaze. This is the time to say how sorry you are about how things went.
Oh, you could deny it. You could deny it if you wanted. Just out with it. You fucked up.
It's alright. Don't worry about it.
It's really not alright, but that really speaks to how much you've seen in your time as an officer. You've seen worse. Is this second to last? Oh no.
I'll call the station when we're finished with the day, and let them know the name of the deceased.
And we can ask, that's it. What about Billy and her kids? Let's try to get back to it. Well, I mean, maybe you can ask all of it. Sure, go.
That's it. We should get back to our case. There's nothing more we can do here.
Well, what about him?
There's not much we can do for them anymore, I'm afraid.
Okay.
They have to. It's not your place to live their lives.
Volition. It's cold and practical. So you just get to it then.
And, officer, I've seen worse. This wasn't the worst I've seen, okay? Now let's go.
Look, I know I said I hoped for that, and the voice was really reassuring there. But it's second to last, right? It's maybe a third, maybe a... I don't know. Okay.
I really have, he thinks. She was strong. She made it easy for us.
Thanks, comrade-based telepathy. Okay. Okay. My stomach is doing weird things. So you want to break into stuff around her house? Just as a side note. There's 75 cents out here. We're leaving. Okay, I'm gonna be sick. Yeah, I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna be sick. Let's look at the chat for a second. That. Oh no. So, there's Hijinks Kid saying, to know someone for so long and then just gone, as Gaston says about Renee, a lot of loss. Several. It seems like reflective of the tone of Revachol as a whole, that there's just completely random deaths in this game. Just peripheral to the side, can't prevent it. I'm going out the wrong way, aren't I? I don't know, it's probably fine. It's probably fine. Probably fine. Okay. I got the less options. Actively got some stuff wrong in there. It almost feels it almost feels more preventable now that I've done the whole save and do a different path for some of the options randomly here and there. But it felt right to commit to that one. And yeah, Kim was pretty reassuring. Where are we at? There's... Oh. So you're saying there's a few empathy checks that you just didn't get during the conversation that would have really helped after I put on the empathy pants. There's one that says if you tell her a few days, it'll be etched in her mind forever. Now this... Now here's an experience-enhancing detail. There's no other way, right, to know that we were this close? Oh, okay, because she was at home for that long, not thinking about him. And now she's thinking about him for the rest of her life. There's also an option you didn't get from an empathy check that says to wait a few days to call the kids so she can become composed enough to tell them. I guess if they live separately, that makes complete sense. Something like that, or if they're more independent, if she doesn't see them too often, because I was all getting into the mindset of, like, usually someone wants to know as soon as possible. Like, part of my family got cut off from each other in a feud sort of way for a second when my dad, like, waited 2 weeks to tell, relatives on Facebook that his mom had died. And some of them cut contact because they didn't think it was soon enough. And, like, yeah, so there's like that underlying logic there, but that's what it's like in a world where you don't have Harry DuBois' supernatural kind of sense. Stumble through it. It's a good theory to go into the church for dance music right after to try to have a variety of emotions, but I did give myself whiplash with the tunes. Alright, so Hijinks Arcade saying empathy just said I don't want to and completely shut down for the whole conversation. I do notice sometimes that parts of my brain seem to function that way. I love how he's just stood up here rhyming. There's saying I feel like I should also mention,
Yes. What is it?
if you hadn't sold Kim's handkerchief, you could have given it to her. And that one's just completely a misclick. Ooh. And then this is where I still want to be on the path of the pale. Oh, we could ask about Ruby. I actually wanted to wonder about how I can put the base. How can I put the base on him? I'll ask about Ruby though.
What? No. No one's suspicious around here.
Not even the crab man. Well, you are kindred spirits with that crab man. Alright, what the hell was I looking at? We're trying to make Phoenix giant harder core. That syllable went in where I didn't expect it to. So help Egghead with the beat. Parentheses, this may take a while. So walk back to the canal and see if you can find any tapes that could work as a melody, and then bring them back. Huh. Okay. We'll keep on walking around then. Keep on walking around, you say? We must dance to take our minds off the sadness. Indeed. Indeed. Give it... That would be... Okay, like, comedic timing-wise, of all the times I could look at the window.
Of humanism stands above you.
Yeah,
A
okay.
precious and complex wax painting on a single pane of glass.
Wax painting, huh? So, along the canal, we've got the melody, and just talking to Egghead might work. And, hi weirdo, how you feeling today? It's a double birthday today of Hijinks Arcade, and also my little brother. I mean, different days but same time zones, but yeah, how you feeling? I think I'm making progress with Egghead. I'm not sure actually of where we obtained the base.
Good morning, comrade. Yeah, harder car.
I mean, I failed a 92% earlier, so what? So what? I could pass a 28 maybe. Interfacing, huh? So there's a couple of things to ask. If I beef it, am I locked out? If I beef it, am I locked out? If I beef it, am I locked out? We're already having a +2 to interfacing. Everything you can possibly get. You could have more reaction speed if you wanted. Sure. Yes. Maybe. So the other hat is really great for reaction speed, isn't it? Yeah, okay, I think we've probably got everything we can get as far as interfacing goes, because there's an absolute limit to how much you can put on gloves. If you put on 2 sets of gloves, the interfacing is not improved. Alright. Okay. So that's as high as that is. Saying that's the check you need for base, maybe save. I wouldn't blame you for this one, it's too good. It's oddly hilarious, sick, dark, sort of, I don't know, some dark humor to commit to delivering the news about the corpse really poorly, and then
Good morning, comrade. Yeah, harder car.
and then get a little shifty with this one. I'll get a little shifty with it then. Sorry about your husband. I'm using my reality bending powers to get kinda shifty. Go.
Side Jane.
I didn't even need it! So... what the fuck? What? Okay. Side chain. What does it mean?
Listen, you can use the compressor to select between which track it's compressing, either the auxiliary signal or the main input from the tape. Make it alternate between the signals.
Okay. God, what are you saying over here? Just about the 300 potatoes rejoicing at Egghead appearing and and celebrating the future of dance music now. Indeed. Why didn't it work for the corpse? My luck. Okay.
The compressor controls the gain based on the level of the signal on the aux side chain input. It will allow maintaining a loud sound without peaks that fill up all the headspace.
I think I saw like some audio engineer fan commenting on like something about this as well. I think that side chaining is like an actual thing that you can actually do in audio engineering / music. So it's real, and Harry just knows it somehow. When he doesn't know how to do that police work. Okay, Egg, you need to start side chaining it. Does this concept exist in Disco Elysium, or did it just get like delivered? Is it a godly check because you, Harry Dubois, connected to my internet? We explain it.
Side-chaining it, you said.
I said. So he turns down the music, his hands definitely moving across the mixer, setting up the necessary controls. Does it do it? Does it do it?
Then he puts on his headphones and his eyes go wide. Wider than they've ever gone on drugs. He starts jumping up and down with bliss, in total silence, still listening to his headphones.
Okay.
Hey, what did you do to Egghead, Copman? Did you break him?
We could say I'm not sure. Just wait and see. Why not one little extra dialogue? I don't know.
Are you ready, pussy?
I'm your pussy and I'm ready.
Lloyd straightens his back, ready for the beat.
Okay.
I was born ready, Egg.
I don't doubt it. And I doubt everything else. Thumbs up. Do I turn it up a little? It's complete. It's completed it. Here it is. Oh my god. Oh. I can't believe we listened to the incomplete version for this long. And that you successfully set up lasers? Is that lasers or is it just a regular lights?
It's glorious. The speed freak dances on the stage. Waving his hand in the air.
Look, if in your universe, Egghead is the one to compose the song "Fuck the Police," I feel like it could have one verse that's positive for Harry. All right.
This is beauty. This is life.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
What in the world is going on? The way melody and bass flow together. It's unnatural.
Hey, but it feels so right, right?
Your body is taking a beating from the low frequencies crashing over you. It's making you feel alive again.
It's literally healing you after delivering bad news injured you. Weirdly poetic. I'm losing it. So you can say this one's for the anodic generation, or we've tamed the sound, made it our own. The first one, talk in all caps, is what Egghead would want.
Introducing the ultimate sound.
We're talking like two parts, two halves of one whole. We've tamed the sound, we've made it our own.
God damn it. This dance club idea might just work out.
Oh, now you believe in it. You moved in here without believing in it, and it took this much to get you to believe. Well, keep believing.
DeLorean Church, the place to be. Pump it, pump it.
Perfect. Oh my god. Yes. Excellent. What gave me the impression that the sound at the center of the world was going in there somehow? I mean, it's nearby, so maybe it's still in there. It feels wrong to say alright goodbye right after that. Does something improve your chances of dancing now? I'm looking in the chat for a second what I miss. the the game has priorities with its luck indeed. The there's the praying for Egghead not to become a drug addicted rockstar. But everyone around him is into at least some level of drugs. However, Egghead, I don't know, he might do a little, but the music comes first. There's saying, why is only one person dancing? Right? They're also in their own business. Come on, Miss Researcher over there. We just made a breakthrough. There's oh my gosh. Did zooming out just now cause the music to intensify? It's quite amazing. That's quite amazing. No? Okay. So here we are in the funky overcoat. I wanna dance with somebody. You know what I'm doing. You know what I'm doing. You know what I'm doing. I really want him to try to dance. I want him to try to dance.
Hey man, it's good to see you.
Dance fever incoming. But you're what is that? Okay. A low 28. I'll try what, 2-3 times?
You close your eyes and dream of the shapes your body should form to bring this strange music into life. For now, such ferocity of motion is beyond you.
I mean, I'll see the failure. I wanna know.
But just imagine the moves you could pull to this futuristic beat.
Limbic system, the way you're talking right in my ear like that makes me want to pull a muscle.
Puts a grin on your face just to think about it. Even a failed attempt gets the juices flowing and repairs some of the damage done by battles lost.
And baby, we've been
If you
losing.
up the dose and truly dance, who knows what will happen?
Electrochemistry, you don't mean truly dance, as in doesn't get some kind of turned, do you?
Salvation.
Inland Empire, I rarely hear you talk like that. Okay, so you still didn't dance. You could put more skill points into it, but I think what I've done is resolve to trying it 3 times. But yeah, okay, most recent one. How are we? Confirm. Hi, what am I doing? Nothing much. They're saying, talking to Andrew, you will now be able to dance. There's thoughts of contact microphones.
Good to see you.
And if it doesn't work in 3 times, what do I?
Close your eyes and dream of the shapes your body should form.
What do I want to do exactly? Okay, main menu, we gotta know. Okay, cancel. I'm clicking through everything. Just keep on. Keep on.
Salvation.
Oh, wait. If I'm too locked in, then I'm clicking everything wrong. Then do I want to try a 4th time? I'm committed to the dance. This is a moral double standard. It's like you could just keep loading. I know, but I wanted to feel like limited in some way.
Oh, hey man, it's
And
good to
yet
see
I
you.
really wanna see if they dance. Okay, I'm so sorry. I am trapping you guys in the time loop.
You close your eyes and dream of the shapes
I
your
am so trapping you in the time loop. I'm absolutely trapping you in the time loop. Completely trapping you in the time loop. Ah! There's so that's what you're saying. Harder, better, faster, stronger, less dance. Get on the floor. It's really low. It is really low. Hey,
Oh, hey man, it's good to see you.
the dance is possible.
You close your eyes.
I honestly,
Puts a
I
grin
might
on
put,
salvation.
I could put.
Goodbye, officer.
I'm thinking of putting a point into it. Like, honestly, I do wonder if we would run out of points for conceptualization or some such, but but it's not letting that happen. So do I? No, it doesn't even let that. You are in the time loop. You're in the time loop. You're in the time loop. This is probably an experience of the game. Also, this is probably a valid read. I've eased into.
Oh, hey, man. Good to see you.
I've eased into
Close your
the
eyes.
possibility reluctantly. What an ads. I would probably go and walk around after something. They're saying if saves come for like a 7% chance thing until it worked. So 7%. 7% go through sometimes, huh?
You close your eyes and hit your skull.
I felt
leaving
it somehow.
you to wonder, where did that little fluttering light go?
Well, wherever it went, you've just reached through time. In the Church of Dolores, they revitalized with the Nordic dance music to do it.
Total dark.
You're saying first try high reptilian
You
brain.
sink down the darkest fathoms of your own personal deep. Vertebrate by vertebrate, through the unformed skulls of your mind.
Oh, the spine or the mind. Either way, I didn't know that was how skulls worked. Hey, reptilian, do it.
Here it will begin.
Boy, I was nauseous before entering this church, and now you take me out of the church. I don't know. So, you can ask where it went, where'd the music go, what was that about unformed skulls? If I only get one, I would be very curious about the unformed skulls.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Every vertebrae in your spine is an unformed skull ready to pop up and replace the old one. Like shark teeth. The one you're currently in has a little brain forming in it, waiting for its turn.
Spinal cord? You never said anything before this? And here's your whole new ass voice that I ain't never heard before to just announce this to me. I mean, that's okay, beautiful. Sure, maybe that's how spines work. Somebody get my scoliosis on that.
To rule the world.
Spinal cord, you've been so silent till now. My God, is that true, or as it ought to be? Where is it, or who are you? Feel like that was my strongest reaction just now, if I only get one. Who are you?
I am the spinal cord.
You could just say I'm ready after that. But I'm too curious to be ready. Well, what do you want?
From what I can see, it's about to bust a move.
God, that's so funny. Oh my God. You know, I was curious enough in there that I'll talk to the spinal cord and put some more in a little loop. Your spinal cord, Macho Man Randy Savage, the cream of the crop. What? Are you going into a wrestling? Are you going into a wrestling state? I'm talking to the spinal cord a little bit more. I want to ask if things are true.
Yes, it's all true. In the spinal cord.
They recorded a lot of dialogue in this funny little voice, didn't they? I feel weird. What would happen if you were just to say, I'm ready? Just...
Good. Because from what I can see, it's about to bust a move.
I love time freezing so we can get in touch with busting a move. Where'd the church go?
Who fucking cares?
Thank you. You can say, I hate waking life, I hate this world, I hate and fear everything. All I want to do is dance. Please, God, just let me dance. You could be short or scared about the church being gone. something about something about the raw feelings in this seem in touch with your reptilian brain. Sure, how appealing. I'll click it. I don't know.
Where is your God?
Well, where'd the music go?
Oh, don't worry. The music's still there. It's you who is gone.
I forgot to view this in the supernatural sense. in the sense of something works, something ticks within Harry Dubois that otherwise might not make sense. Why can't I hear anything?
This is a pivotal moment. Try not to piss yourself.
Don't speak to me like that. Every day I try not to piss myself. I'll concentrate on hearing.
Just the immaculate silence of your spinal fluid. Electrified.
Well, yeah, music feels like that sometimes. After all that, you could still choose not to bust a move. You know we're busting.
Foolhardy! Do you even know what's happening on the planet? Maybe 1,000 years have passed. Or maybe you started spazzing out like 2 seconds ago.
I'll take 2 seconds ago.
With your eyes still closed,
Yeah.
the first thing you feel,
Whew.
all the way back in the pivoting darkness of your own torso, is warmth. You have become a triumph of rhythmoplastics. Somewhere in a smelly wooden church on the coast of Revachol. The wounds from the war you waged on your body are healing. Twist by twist. Turn by turn.
Healing dance. Okay, so open your eyes and dance like you've never danced before.
You have become a flawless interlocking
Yeah.
flesh and bone approximation of the throat coming from the speaker setup of the one called Eggheads. Entirely, rigidly.
Look at him!
Without pity or fear.
Rigidly imbecilic? I don't know. I think he's stepping. Look at him stepping, though. If I may inspire those around me to also step to the beat, please.
Free from self-awareness. No deliberation. Only, and I mean only, execution.
It took me forever to realize that that's how drunk people act and how I act naturally in public around my sibling when I'm goofing around.
Oh my god!
Yes, what? Okay, the all caps declaration of this is really happening. It makes me feel as if it could be tenuously yanked away. I'll just say this is really happening. All caps, all the time.
It's a real mixer blasting the anthem of a future that will never come. The young man observes your moves for a second.
Is he also doing it?
Throws a screwdriver
Beautiful!
and a bunch of drill chucks into the corner and explodes into dance.
Everybody!
He more than makes up for in violent enthusiasm.
Are we feeling it now? You could try to get Estelle in on this. You can try to you can try to get everyone in on this. Andre, how about it?
Immediately
Woo!
bounces up and down, then assumes some sort of waving motion.
You look at him go. For some reason, his shoes look like socks to me, like he's doing this in his sock feet. Estelle, how about it? Anything?
The young woman lifts her headphones up slightly and raises her chin, looking at you expectantly.
Bust a move.
Aren't you going to dance?
Hey, you could join in too if you so desire.
Recording.
Okay, kindred spirits out there.
The lead programmer throws the other young woman another glance before turning her attention back to her own work.
Kindred
She's
spirits.
still at her mainframe, pressing buttons, reading printouts, but she started nodding her head along to the
absolutely spinning it. I don't know why it didn't fully occur to me without any minute. How about it, Gamma? You feeling it? Okay, you feeling exasperated. But what if you felt paraded? Yeah? Huh? You could say, get in here and dance, or maybe I don't need to involve in this dance-off. I'm absolutely I'm gonna be conflicted if only one of those leads to a dancing kind of result that I want to believe is possible. Hello to Confused Faith, living up to your name, hey, asking some questions, and what's the stream title? Explain yourself. Just that nobody in this game has explained the pale yet, and I know it's in there. I know it exists, and I know there's something to it, but nobody has given him the lowdown to say that it actually exists. And then the supernatural abilities of Herr Dubois, knowing that a corpse is connected to a lady that he's met at a bookstore. That's also relevant. and the luck associated with all that. So several things I would want to say. I don't know. I might be making some kind of headway on figuring out what the pale is or could be or is. Or I might be locked out of it, but one thought is loading up. I hope so. So one of these. Kim Katsuragi, get in here, you beautiful man, and dance with me. Honestly, I'm leaning toward it. Get in here and dance.
The lieutenant squeezes the bridge of his nose. The light reflects off his glasses, giving him the appearance of a surgeon in the middle of a tense procedure.
Do you feel it? Do you feel it, Kim Katsuragi? Do you feel the groove?
He's having trouble adjusting to the new reality before him.
The fact that empathy is the one to say something.
What's happening?
You could say, I'm undercover, I'm not doing anything. The music made up its mind a long time ago. I'm just implementing. I'm so scared that there's a wrong answer in between us and dancing all together. It's very sudden, isn't it? And honestly, if you were dancing for this entire full few minutes, you would definitely be out of breath by now. You could say, I'm not doing anything. Sure, we're not even doing anything.
Good for you. Rock on then.
We could say, we ain't going anywhere before we tear this shit up. I feel that. I do feel that. And we're not.
What?
They're not gonna let me. God damn it. God damn it. You've already saved scummed enough to get here. Ah! Is authoritativeness against Kim. You're gonna break my heart. You're gonna break my heart. Please, may we dance, Kim. Fuck. Ah, why is the next line monkey fuck? Why? Ah, you hit me with the 70s easy out here, Jamma. Perfect. I don't think I want to say monkey fucker. Kim, you so are we not letting loose? I'm so sorry for what I'm about to say.
Excuse me, what?
I don't know.
This would be a good time to add some nerve damage to the mix. No, stop immediately. Stop dancing and apologize.
Okay. So, first option confirms that upon failing this check, you have decided to start screaming racial slurs. The second one says, so sorry. The third one, the third one is glossing over it in some capacity. Also not great, but none of it is great. The fact that you say it in the first place is not great, but then is it better to apologize immediately, or no? Yeah. I guess you just go with sorry.
Dance, monkey fucker.
I'm actually going to throw up. Do I want to just revert the save? Do I want to revert the entire thing?
Then a breath of cold sea air fills the church as the lieutenant opens the door and steps out.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Ah! I'm in so much pain. The dance healed you, but for what? For what? You could ask yourself if you want to break the limit. I feel like things are broken.
The dynamic motion of your flailing body is bordering on the extreme. You're going off the charts.
Do you dance and then die in the after christening their dance church in an unholy act? If the racism, come on, no.
You feel as if turning on the hyperdrive would be a point of no return. Feels almost melancholy. Are you sure you have the entire posse along for this?
Inland Empire, you saw that we have fucked this. Inland Empire. So talk of a reversion, huh? Yeah, I did save scum to get to the dance point, so the authority check is what? Is nuts? It's a Russian doll of decisions. So yeah, let's revert this one. What's your point of no return look like before I point of no terminate this timeline? And so do broken friendships. The hyperdrive? Saying you thought you were the sorriest possible cop, you were wrong. It's true.
Music pounds through the hall of an
One failure after another. What does it all look like?
Figures are lost in the beats. Their bodies pull this way and that.
Do you die?
One of them, an officer of the RCM, suddenly stops. He appears disoriented, then starts shaking violently, no longer in rhythm with the music.
After having a racist take against Kim Kitsuragi, who then storms out, does your nervous system kill itself? You've survived so much, but I wouldn't blame you if your nervous system...
The beats that you had all fired up just a moment ago seem overwhelming. Nauseating. They shift and multiply like pieces of colored glass in a kaleidoscope.
The glass sounds like it's in your spinal cord.
You're gripped by panic, alongside a dizzying feeling of deja vu. Then everything goes silent.
Do you die? I'd be okay with that. I'm sorry. What's happening?
Not sure, but it's definitely not a normal dance floor experience. There's something seriously wrong with you, bruh.
I noticed, so you can say it's happened before.
Could be. It was almost like the utter unpleasantness of the experience was breaking through the barrier of your recent memory loss.
Hi, Ronan. How you doing today? We're getting help. I should get help.
What are you gonna do? Call the Lazarus again? And if you were gonna go to a regular hospital, do you know how long it would take to figure out what's really wrong with you?
This got medical.
The interviews, the poking and prodding that you'll undergo?
What?
All this excitement of dancing and dancing harder. And even fainting real hard is better than dragging your feet from office to office, examination room to examination room. All mercilessly white, bright and smelling of antiseptic.
You've definitely been mercilessly white to the people you care about today.
Besides, you've got a case to solve right now, and you won't get to solve it if you turn yourself into a lab rat. Whatever's wrong with you can wait.
Volition.
You'll lay here in complete darkness for a while, far away from everything and everyone.
Thank you, jazz voice of my spinal cord.
Then consciousness will slowly begin to return. It won't be fun.
This is nuts. This is...
But you already know. It really is.
Family Guy death pose on you.
Oh, there you are, man. Don't worry. I've seen this happen before to people partying too hard. You're dehydrated and all.
You can say first thing, where's Kim? I want to reset this. I'm gonna reset this.
Don't know what happened between you guys, but it was not cool. You should go out and talk to him.
So you didn't scream it that loud, did you?
Give him a moment. See, this is why you need distilled water.
Distilled water, it's got no electrolytes in it. You can ask how long you were out for.
When exactly did you lose consciousness? When you started shaking or when you were already on the ground?
30 minutes or so.
A seizure?
Nah, you just raved too hard. The beat gets so hard, you know, and you were rolling super hard on it. With the moves you've got on you, I don't doubt it.
Okay.
It's not your moves that are at fault, per se. You almost certainly had a seizure just now, and a much more massive one a few days ago, when you lost your memory.
So you get up, you wake up, grab a brush, put on a little makeup. Alright.
You might be imagining it, but it feels like Egghead turned the volume down. Such is his respect.
Man! Now, imagine if we could do that, right? But with like 1,000 people.
The dehydration attack.
End of human development. Mission complete.
Well, that's fascinating, but
I'll remember those moves, man. Don't worry, man. I'll remember them.
Oh. No, you won't. I'm taking it away from you.
Tremble. The time is now. Taola.
What?
Time for the show. For Taola. The hallowed time of fear and disintegration. A countdown has begun. All will collapse on itself. The world will disappear into a single grain of blackness. All sound will be muted. All life will scream.
Does this happen if you don't have a horrible seizure as well? I gotta write that down though. Like, first of all, I think it's interfacing authority, and then shivers, and you wanna be dressed to impress for all of those before you go into it. This is Apocalypse Cop. Nice. All right. Epic. I feel strange going this far into it to reset it. And yet I'm interminably curious even if I'm resetting. Okay, what is it?
Ulogu Theodos. Xeno Zausin. Ipoli Osivien. Ehondes Fronisin.
Nothing has been clarified for me. Oh, wait, you can still respond because it's your own head talking to you? When did the countdown begin? Is that it?
Monday morning, the moment you arrived in this reality, are the first crack in the sheer face of God. From you it will spread.
Because of saying world-ending stuff? What is that?
Yes, you spoke the words of the Palindropos and the houses of Pericarnessus. Items, people, even words will tumble. All will lose its meaning in the coming years. That is why you marked yourself.
Half-Light, I have not understood you often, and I still don't. You could say, am I sure it's not just a joke or coping mechanism, or I'm a little afraid, or do you think the world might end, though? I clarify before I go.
It's totally also a coping mechanism.
Okay, yeah, the frankness of that. And what if you're afraid?
So you should be. The world island crumbles at your feet, and in the far plain, Palindropos.
Oh, okay.
Perhaps. Just a thought. This has something to do with the hangover.
Volition, you're so beautiful all the time, and you take such good care of us. You are a little bit of a party pooper sometimes.
The face of the woman fractures. There will be herd killing. We all become vapor.
What am I? What are you? What is this? And all of that. After all of that, you're still thinking about the wires working as microphones. Alright, well, I'm fascinated by what happened there. So, I mean, I'll hit save on that one too. If I ever want to go into the dark freaking times. a full real life 30 minutes, huh? Let's get out of there. Let's get out of there. So we have the option to talk to Kim about that. To see what he has to say about racist asshole Harry. Well, I mean, I have compartmentalized that part, so we can see both versions while I'm still very much emotionally there before we're totally gone back on it. My gosh. Saying that's a check failure I would not be able to live with. Sure, travel through both times. It feels even worse that you couldn't go after him exactly. You just had to dehydrate yourself, pass out, go through several things. Let's talk of bringing the apocalypse with you. So we think that it does affect the relationship
It's
with
colder
Kim.
outside than you were expecting. You see the lieutenant standing there, a small cloud of white escaping from his mouth.
And he was so comforting about us failing to deliver the news about the working class woman husband's corpse earlier. The most comforting voice that I can actually feel in my bones. And 2 seconds later we call him what?
He turns to you, but says nothing.
Hi. What? You wanna hit me? I have a crowbar.
He's waiting to see what you do. For God's sake, say you fucked up. Please.
Alright, empathy. I think I fucked up back there.
You think?
You can say I made a mistake, but it's not my fault. There's the option in the middle of there, just sort of nested in there to say what's your problem. Oh yeah, scratch that. Scratch that, definitely.
Yes. And?
Don't say and with a question mark. Say and you're sorry.
The lieutenant stares impassively.
There's the option to not apologize. Okay, vomiting. And we're sorry.
Let me ask you something.
What?
What do you see when you look at me?
I mean, the first impression has gotta hold true. That here's someone who would lay down his life for you. That was still this strong impression. A half-brother.
That's what you are supposed to say, of course. But do you know what you didn't say?
What? I'm scared what words you put it into.
Revacholian.
Yeah, I guess that's really obvious if I think about it for more than 2 minutes.
I don't suppose anyone ever questions whether you belong here. Whatever your faults, you're a solid detective. You're obviously Revacholian.
God fucking damn it.
I was born here. I grew up here. It's the only home I've ever known. And there's a good chance I'll die in the line of duty here, too.
Yeah.
But to most of my countrymen, I will always be some monkey fucker.
And nothing you can say after this heals over the sting. To me or my partner. But he's suppressing something uncomfortable. That that being partners doesn't bridge the casual inhumanity just through his way.
The lieutenant's not comfortable with emotional openness. He's eager to change the subject.
It's as it is, you're right.
Well, good, because we are partners. Now, I have some personal matters I'd like to get in order. If you don't object, I'm going to leave the rest of the day's investigation to you.
Huh. That does make me wonder if it just happens at any time in a day, or if it's kind of specific. You could say I wasn't done, you could say go ahead. I mean, I'm interested in saying more, but it's more respectful to say go ahead.
Try not to break anything while I'm gone. I'll see you in the morning, detective.
He needs a break after all of that. And I think that fascinates me for one. All of it. But I did very much commit to taking us out of there. Let's take us out of there. There's Hijinks Arcade saying this is actually a very impactful conversation. Kim's laying it down as it is. I think reloading is good, but also this was worth seeing. Don't blame Kim for leaving the rest of the day after that. Probably needs some time. Right? And in fact, I'll take some time before I even approach dancing around again. I will take some time indeed. Let me just check for a second how much time I have exactly outside out here in the real world. What's going on? It's barely been 90 minutes. Let's get out of here. Wipe that away as if it didn't happen. That was thanks for pointing me to that. Just seeing this sort of extra sort of fallout from there. What a trip. That was a dedication to safe scumming in pursuit of happy dance times. Well, I think other things on my list to try to pass the 3 hours before a thought is completed. Like if he's just taking a break or not prioritizing such and such personal matters when I don't know, when you haven't said something egregiously offensive, but he still has something very much to do. That, I don't know, it makes me wonder.
Ah, smallest church in Saint-Saëns, right?
Oh. We haven't talked to Gart since singing at karaoke, have we? Yeah, that's one train of thought. The previous one that I wanted to finish was just reflecting on just having Kim wander around for all of this stuff, and I don't know, I wonder genuinely what matter he would attend to without being forcibly shaken off like that. So you can say that the song, the church is actually your past, it's your life, it's your love, and things are really bad with it, and you can reflect on rocking it. I could have sworn we had something real specific to say. So decided if it's life, future, love. Well, love seems the truest. Past seems the most hopeful. Sure. Assign it to your past. Declare that you're moving on from it.
Cool. Now, what can I do for you?
I definitely wanted to talk to you for a reason.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
I'm sure you do. Let's talk about light things, about things with love, and also, okay, it's not light things, there is a peephole in the wall. What if I told you I got in the back room?
Oh, okay. Well, I did hear you make noise back there, so good for you.
What do you mean he controls his excitement well? Control it less well.
He's really, really holding himself back here.
Okay.
It takes a lot of willpower not to ask. Obviously, he's been wanting to know what's behind the door.
Okay, so he doesn't want to dignify us with some enthusiasm. Is that what's up? So aren't you gonna ask me what's back there?
Okay, what is back there?
Skeletons. No, mausoleum of the dead, or pinball machines, or nothing. The gaping black maw at the end of time. Do I have the option to mess with him? It does seem... It's cruel. It's cruel to mess with him. He's been so patient. But I don't know. You're funny though, Gart. It makes me want to be funny at you. What if I did see the gaping black maw at the end of time, huh?
There is no gaping maw. If you don't want to tell me, you don't have to. That's okay.
I mean, it's fine. Yeah, it's pinball machines.
Ha! I knew it. I've always wondered where those machines by the door came from. And they told me there was some kind of pinball thing here too.
My God, Gart, you sound so genuine right now.
I knew it. Were there any back there? In working order, I mean.
Enthused. Okay, I'm glad I didn't mess with you too hard. So, we could say, why do you want to play? Because I might be up for a game. Well, yeah, maybe something lighthearted could happen after entering the racism timeline. What would you want to play? I didn't check, or it's stupid? No, we very much checked. Played a full game.
No, I was just wondering if you found pinball machines there.
Do you want to play with me, Gart? Gart, I think you want to play. Okay, so thinking of turning this place back into a pinball arcade, or if you're thinking of selling those pinball machines, I want a fat cut. See, sweet shit. Be just, I'm a disruptor. I was saying, I feel a capitalist plot coming up. Hilarious. It's cracking me up to dig into this game while actually learning business terms at the same time. I wouldn't have known what C-Suite was last month. Are you thinking of it though, pinball arcade?
No, but we could diversify the entertainment options, seeing as you've opened the door back there. The machine we have in the corner now is broken.
Nice.
It wouldn't hurt to get a little life in here, other than the hellish karaoke machine. That one's always causing trouble.
And it does seem to be centered around things that make you talk like you're actively in hell a lot, Gart.
Sounds like he cares about the place. He's not going to be overjoyed to hear that it's part of the doomed commercial area.
Yeah, that.
He should still know. You have to be forewarned about these things.
I mean, you don't have to tell him. I'm curious though, like what's your reaction to being doomed? Do you stand tall in the face of it? I think you could.
What? why would you say that? We're at a completely different address from that whole thing.
I'm so sorry. I didn't think you were going to validate it. I thought you were going to be a man of science.
So he knows of the doomed commercial area and its address. He's thought about this.
So you know of the curse, and the whirling is on the intercom outside. Okay, well, first you know.
Everyone knows of it.
And that's not... I thought you were going to, like, deny it or something. I guess not everyone can, so, it's listed on the intercom outside. It's of the doomed commercial area.
I've been working here for a long time, and that intercom has never been used by the whirling.
Yeah, justify it away. Rationalize it away. Because what is a curse in the face of your rationality, Guard? So not once? Isn't that already a sign of decline? You could ask. Or the whirling was once in the East Delta Pinball Arcade, or it was once that before it failed. It's only a matter of time before the whirling fails too. I want to say perhaps it would escape the cursed. I'm being a hopeful little dope. Okay, but not once, not ever, not once.
It's a sign of the whirling in rags not being part of the doomed commercial area. If anything, we're revitalizing this neighborhood.
And you have the strength of your conviction behind you. I mean, this place seems to be the most hoppin' out of anywhere.
Relax, Mr. Gart. I'm sure there is no doom. He simply wants to share his discoveries with you.
You are really good at covering for our ask. I will do... I will do anything to avoid the sudden veer into racism on the dance floor. Yeah, maybe you'll escape the curse. I know I want to escape curses every single time.
Does this look like part of a doomed commercial area? This pre-revolutionary tile work? These high ceilings? The nice rooms? Well, most of the rooms.
Sorry about the rooms.
For 14 years, man. That's how long I've worked here. I've kept this place up through hail and through sleet. Fuck me, some doom ghost.
So not happy about it, but also not disbelieving in it.
He's done a fine job too. Though he's spoken of the place dismissively before, the hostel is actually very important to him.
I believe in you, Gart. We can say you care about it, who owns this place. Yeah, all of them. You care.
Yeah, it's slowly growing on me again. It's beautiful in its own way, especially for this neighborhood. I've been trying to keep it that way.
I am so sorry, man.
Even if it is part of the damn doomed commercial area.
And we could say, despite bringing it up, you shouldn't be worried about the label.
I don't place much stock in the curse and so on, but the label frightens the clientele. Who wants to stay at a doomed hostel?
Yeah.
Everything's doomed enough without that.
Yeah. Wow, that's great. I'll take a moment to look at the chat to see if I've missed any such things. Scrolled back a little too far and I was back in the racism check, and I don't think I've ever actually played pinball with somebody else, but the thought of, I don't know, the thought of Gart and Harry on the same machine is like oddly heartwarming throughout all of it. Talking about not siding with capitalism. All of the entrepreneurs in here got some kind of capitalistic spirit in them, huh? I totally didn't expect his genuine fear, though. But I guess there is something irrational, not quite logical, about putting all your stock, all your effort, 14 years of blood, sweat, and tears into a place in this area and trying to make it work. That's not quite rational, and so neither is a curse. No wonder you might believe in it. There's the reliability of Kim indeed. And we ask the questions, who owns this place?
Some real estate management company. They never come around here, just collect money from afar. Honestly, I think some money laundering might be involved.
How do you work here? And who named it Whirling in Rags?
Well, it sure as hell wasn't the real estate company.
It was you?
Was it?
Surprised? What? It's a great name, I know. Cafeteria managers come up with great names too. It's from a song.
What? I didn't know he named it. What? Okay. That's really heartfelt.
Hail,
What
Holy
song?
Queen, by the Ateneers. Hail, Holy Queen of the Sea. You're whirling in rags, you're vast and you're sad.
Why do I feel like the band that composed music for this game, Sea Power, could sing something like that?
Good pick.
That's nice. And what about the other cafeterias you manage?
What about them? One is a basement dive frequented by chain-smoking communists. I can't tell you how sick I am of Kraz Mazov and Ignis Nielsen and all those old ghosts.
He sounds positively exasperated.
He's hesitating, not sure if he should share this information with you.
No,
Encourage him.
actually, I was going to a communism book club after this. One of the ways I thought about passing some time until 2200 was to crack open the book, the assigned reading. Well, okay, what about the others?
The other is a kebab cart. It's very successful in its way, but it's nothing like the whirling.
You really sound affectionate about it. You can say, good luck to you with this place, so too bad it's all doomed. Yeah, I haven't kicked the mailbox that I know of that I can remember. I try to be a positive little Polly. Good luck to you.
Luck has got nothing to do with it. I need to think about where I'm going to place those pinballs. I have a feeling they're going to help.
Sure. I mean, you could take the pinballs as a sign of doom lingering, or you could take them as, I don't know, the soil left by past ventures that will allow your place to flourish. Sure,
So,
that.
if you didn't have anything else to tell me about my establishment, can we, wrap it up?
I know you love talking to us, Gart. I know you. So there's a peephole in the wall.
What wall?
I'm sorry. Upstairs in the secret back room next to Clash's bedroom. Found it when I found the pinball machines.
I'll have it fixed at once. Thank you for letting me know. I assure you, the whirling does not abide spying on its guests.
Huh.
The color has drained from his face.
Oh, okay. Yeah, take it serious. I mean, it feels bad already that a murder has happened in here and spiraled into a lynching cover-up, which spirals into a lot of things. But yeah, spying, that's also bad.
What a shame to fix such a good peephole.
Electrochemistry. I know it's been a long day for you in game, and you've already had your thumbs up your bum, but they're out now. They're out now. You can ask, are you sure you haven't been spying on your guests? I feel like he would take genuine, serious offense to it.
Absolutely not. Fuck you for even implying it. It wasn't me. It wasn't my staff. The establishment will look at it and ascertain what it was.
I did predict that it would go that way. All right.
Sir, he was only asking a question. It's his job and mine. See that it's covered.
Kim, you'll have all the professionalism ever. I hope everyone treats you well forever.
Yes, I absolutely will. Sorry, it's been a bit of a day. And now a hole in the wall.
I mean, it seems like it's always been a bit of a day. And one of the ones that I'm not picking is, what if there are some hotties staying in that room? Wink. Yeah, well, it's been a damaging enough kind of playthrough in this recording. You've been notified.
I'll patch it up personally. Was there something else about the establishment? I hope not.
Well, I'm just glad.
Yes?
To have talked about it. What?
Tremble. The time is now. Taola.
Oh, okay. So I was just. It wasn't about the dancing in particular. We were just one encounter away from that. Oh my god. There's saying Kim literally covers for Harry all the time. Imagine if you didn't have Kim with you. Right? And like I was nervous about the routine part of the investigation where he has to go away to, deliver the corpse. But a non-routine part of the investigation where you prompted him to dance offensively, and then he's got this feeling of loss. So I clicked through this out of just curiosity this time, but I mean, sure, be an apocalypse cop. Does being an apocalypse cop take away from being a boring cop, and then that was like associated with raising all of the skill caps by one or resetting something or other, and then we can learn about the Pale finally somewhere, maybe, probably. Yeah, what else did I want to click in here if we're being an apocalypse?
Time for the show. For aaaA, the hallowed time of fear and disintegration. A countdown has begun. All will collapse on itself. The world will disappear into a single grain of blackness. All sound will be muted. All life will scream.
I feel like I don't even really think I've said that much insane world ending stuff, but I did think it was funny to choose the one about time to mess with Cart. Yeah. So what is it though?
Ulogu Theodos.
We know it.
Monday morning. Yes.
There's a lot going on.
Palindropos and the houses
Okay, I
of
think.
Pericarnassus. Items, people, even words will tumble.
I'll opt in, why not?
The face of the woman fractures. There will be herd killing. We all become vapor.
But then your words are so final that I'm sitting here like, well, maybe I shouldn't be. I'll opt in, why not about it? Maybe I should be. Does this align with what I want for you? I don't know. I haven't been internalizing things very consistently. I just been putting them in places. So that's a third of the way done. What does Apocalypse Cop do? Oh, takes away your rhetoric, and you woke up in a hotel room and started rambling about the end of the world. It's not your normal, everyday doom crying either. Something colossal is approaching. The gloaming, the culling, the bloodletting of unimaginable proportions. Until now, you've been pleasantly vague about the precise nature of this cataclysm, but no more. Put the bloodletting on the burner and really figure out what's threatening the fragile physical reality you just found yourself in. There is some more room up in the thought cabinet. I don't even know if I am using all of this. And also depending on what you forget about, do you forget that you are bisexual? That wouldn't happen. Do you forget that you're honorable? That sounds like it could happen. Oh, the learning cap for authority raised to 5. I haven't even used that one, but knowing how badly authority can fail you, I guess I'll consider it. There's J-Cam. Hello to you. This has been, I don't know, one heck of a series of events in here. I think that I'm trying to get to his gun. I don't quite know if I'll have time for it, but there's chewing gum wrapper. Okay, so it was in the pocket of laborer jeans. Can get the gum.
Crinkled chewing gum wrapper. The worn label reads Tutti Frutti. It smells faintly of apricots with a barely noticeable twinge of cinnamon.
Apricots and cinnamon. I guess I would combine those, yeah. But why do you care?
Good question. There is no answer or secret phrase written on the inside of the wrapper. Yet you're drawn to it.
It's a sign that we haven't been feeding you, Harry.
Drawn by regret. Stop before you hurt yourself with a Tutti Frutti wrapper.
Inland
Throw
Empire.
it away, please.
Well, I mean, you could hang on to it.
You carefully fold the wrapper into a square before putting it back into your pocket, lovingly even, despite the strange feeling of regret.
Don't tell me that's your wife's favorite candy or something. Ex-wife, I don't know. So, Guard, I know you're tired of communists. However, do we want a little bit more communism right now? Perhaps a little bit. You want to put on a logic hat before that? I think there's hats related to logic in here. Yes, absolutely. You're the most logical guy around, the most logical guy in town. There's Hijinks Arcade saying, Half-Life may be onto something. Also the stuff about everything, even words tumbling and losing meaning, everything becoming vapor, sounds like something that actually exists in this world. The vapor theme, the pale theme, yet unexplained. I feel like I'm pressing forward with what I can find out about the pale, maybe question mark, but I'm that close to giving up because I don't know if it's like locked out. I don't know. I hope not. I think not. Oh. Cockatoos. Well, okay, not reading that one at the moment. You were reading a brief look at inframaterialism for a general audience in someone's back pocket. Well, that's an approachable length, I want to say.
The cover of this pocket-sized volume features a swirl of orange, yellow, and green. The title,
Love the colors.
A Brief Look at Inframaterialism, is set in an authoritative yet approachable serif font.
Okay, perfect. And you said, the fact of the woman fracturing, like losing memories. Remember the pale driver having someone else's memories. God, there's all these rich details stuck in here. Also, the face of the woman could either be the X or innocence of humanism. Just generally haunted in this story by women with fractured faces, huh? And I love how Apocalypse Cop sounds like mad rambling, but in this world probably means something. There's some insight indeed. They're saying we should try selling Gart on communism by reading it to him. He just doesn't get it yet. Yeah, he may have been managing a cafeteria for communists all this time, but we are the final communist. That's what we're gonna get to him.
No. These are terrible colors. They're like
your perception of your morale and healing? Inland Empire, or I thought you had taste.
apricots.
Well, this is being found out in quick succession.
On the inside jacket flap, you find a brief summary. What is inframaterialism? A highly theoretical branch of Mazovian communism? A collection of mystical ramblings by a discredited revolutionary? Or possibly both?
Whatever it is, I think I'm finding out in the next 10 minutes. Well, that's not great. Yeah, tell me.
This brief look, TM, introduces readers to one of this century's most fascinating and misunderstood theories in a concise, jargon-free manner.
That's really beautiful. Then why did the guys we met go all in on the jargon? You can say so far so good, or this feels like kid stuff. Is there a longer series? There probably is. You led into a death announcement with your brain damage today. I want to say, go for the kid stuff. So far so good.
You turn to the table of contents. The guide itself is divided into several sections with seemingly esoteric titles like Effects of Plasm on Root Vegetables and Mental Projection and Transference. There's also a brief introduction about the life of Ignis Nielsen.
So, tell me, who's Ignis?
Known to his numerous admirers as the evangelist of the revolution, and to his even more numerous enemies as the Apocalypse apocalyptic shrike.
How thematic.
Nielsen remains one of the most controversial and fascinating figures to emerge in the years of the anti-centennial revolution, second only to Krasmazov himself.
So, a secondary kind of figure, huh? But in a major way? Sure.
During his unparalleled life, he helped guide a revolution in one country and found a new state in another. Along the way, he committed some of the most notorious war crimes in an era famed for its atrocities.
Well,
he is your brother, a fellow doom prophet.
That's some wild timing that we picked this up after thinking about the apocalypse thing.
And yet, his most fascinating contribution to history may be the most overlooked. His theory of ideological plasm, from which his followers and successors developed the school of communism known as inframaterialism.
You're in it, you're diving in.
If you're like most people, you probably believe that your thoughts reside in your brain, right?
That's all I've got. That's my best guess.
That's not right at all. Thoughts don't exist in the brain. They float through the air. Your brain is but a fish swimming through them.
Inland Empire, you are having powerful reactions to this book, aren't you? Okay, so we want to class the brain as a fish, or say I always thought I swam through them, or I have no idea where some of these thoughts come from. This feels all the more poignantly stomach-turning after the aborted timeline of Kim racism. Alright, I always thought I swam through them. Where do these thoughts come from?
Very interesting. And not so far removed from Ingus Nielsen's own theories.
Honestly, it's really funny to think of it as a conversation with a book.
As Mazov's devoted comrade and leading theoretician, Nielsen was responsible for developing much of the intellectual foundation of communism. But his interests and speculations were famously wide-ranging.
How wide-ranging? Is it gonna be funny? Am I gonna have a little giggle? Am I gonna have a laugh?
During his final years in exile, he produced, among other things, an early guide to home brewing, instructions for raising revolutionary children,
of course,
plans for a universal cryptographic language, and a detailed materialist critique of Dolores Day's chess strategy.
The chess strategy specifically, huh? Sure, yeah.
But one subject he returned to time and time again was the fundamental relationship between thoughts and matter.
And does this tell me anything about the nature of reality that I'm so hung up on?
We may yet discover, he wrote in his notebooks, that under certain exceptional circumstances, the proletariat's embrace of historical materialism may be so fervent that their beliefs take form in the world of matter as a kind of revolutionary plasm.
Is that some kind of lofty theory? or can your dreams come into reality after all? More basic terms.
Certainly. In essence, Nielsen is arguing that thoughts don't just reside inside the brain, they radiate outward from it. According to this idea, the brain is an ideological transponder, constantly emitting waves of highly politicized energy, which Nielsen called plasm.
That's kind of neat. It's hokey to think about from this kind of world perspective, but in Disco Elysium, is it just a type of fact that is that how political leanings are affecting you, Harry? So, whoa.
Whoa is right. What's more, Nielsen speculated that this plasm, when it becomes powerful enough, might begin to influence the material realities surrounding it. Hence the name, inframaterialism.
Sure, I mean, I guess we've met some people that seem to have their reality materially influenced. Like, I don't know, did Measurehead believe something so hard that he grew really big?
Unfortunately, Nielsen passed away before he was able to develop these initial ideas into a full-fledged theory. That work was left to subsequent generations of communist theorists.
Oh my god, you mean there's no leading voice on this? This is horrifying. You're in the discourse forever.
Building on Nielsen's basic insight, these theorists reached a startling conclusion that a sufficiently revolutionary state might begin to exhibit certain extra-physical effects based on the amount of plasm generated by its citizens.
Well, that's kind of exciting. But, you know, even if the original writers, like, lost the rights to Disco Elysium, that kind of thing gives me some hope that they could set something, like, 200 years before or after the story, and it would still be really interesting. Like, they wouldn't, I don't know, reference any of this, though I'd miss it. But it would still be absorbing. What does this revolutionary state look like is what I'm thinking, I guess. So this isn't even Nielsen's theories, it's his followers, and they've put his brand name on it.
Correct. Though certain particulars of the theory are commonly attributed to Nielsen himself, the evidentiary basis of those attributions has always been a point of contention between inframaterialists and their critics.
And you can say it doesn't make any sense, or you're completely lost, or these people are saying that if enough people just believe in communism, it will come true. Honestly, the word plasm had me out here kind of starting to speculate that communism is going to be kind of wet. It's going to be kind of gooey. It's maybe a snot-like consistency, the emitting from your head, or like a little kidney stone of the mind, of the thoughts, something like that. Anyway, I don't like that either, so maybe I want to say that doesn't make any sense. What are they saying?
The actual theory is highly technical, but for the purposes of this brief look, TM, that's a fine working definition of the concept.
From believing in communism to it coming true. I don't know, I think outside here in the real world, I've seen people believe in stuff, but then the act of not questioning a belief leads to living in a way that is contradictory to what you believe. Well, that's a lot of really vague terms, so continue.
That's because this is absolute idiocy, not even worth engaging with.
What did I put on the logic hat for? Well, I wanted to understand. Is Inland Empire here to make me understand? Logic, tell me.
No. There's something here. You can feel it.
Continue to feel it. The kidney stone of the mind. Hear about the extra-physical stuff.
Inframaterialists divide the extra-physical effects of the revolutionary state by the level of plasm required to achieve them.
I know it's a book. I don't know, it's its own thing. But the word plasm is making me think of the word chism, all of these things. Alright, continue.
At the lowest, or first level, revolutionary plasm is believed to stimulate or invigorate matter without altering its essential properties.
Invigorate? Is that kind of like, what is it, Japanese animism, where a spirit is contained within an object, except in this case, your spirit has affected the object? Sounds like the business with turnips, does it? I wanna know. How's the plasm stimulate matter? Do I only get to choose one? I would choose two. How's it do it?
To take one example, during the revolutionary period, many communard farmers in Grad reported extraordinary yields of certain root vegetables, most notably turnips.
It is the turnips. Fine, I'm listening.
The difference in these yields was simply too great to be accounted for by mere climate or soil conditions. The only reasonable explanation, inframaterialists argue, is the high level of revolutionary plasm emanating from the commune itself.
I don't know, I'm reading this right next to a cryptozoologist Well, if I ask him about it, about the extra turnips, maybe he would say that the little fertilizing poops of the golden mamadakwa would cause the turnips to explode like that. Well, what else do they say?
Even today, in parts of the SRV, there are collective farms whose root vegetable yields exceed those thought possible by capitalist agronomists.
And they don't attribute that to a certain farming practice?
Who's to say the farmers aren't just cooking the books? Sounds like obvious SRV propaganda.
Propaganda, you say? Yeah, fine, I guess the logic is a little bit too peculiar, and that's why you would speak up about it, harshing the vibes, alright.
It's also been postulated that plasm may account for the remarkably full and manly facial hair observed on many communist males.
Fine, maybe there's a little bit of propaganda in there. Perhaps there's a gander, a male version of the goose, and it's proper. Okay, so stroke your beard proudly, or stroke it but modestly. Hey, it's pretty thick. You can be proud of the beard.
Of course, inframaterialists argue that revolutionary plasm may stimulate human physiology in other ways as well.
But if you say it that way, then it sounds like this is less a communism pamphlet and more of a spam email on how to make your dick long. Alright.
Oh yeah. Talking about white-hot communist sex, baby.
It hurts to be psychic sometimes.
That's correct. Reports from the revolutionary period claim that the most radically devoted communards were able to engage in vigorous intercourse for up to 8 hours at a time.
Because of their dedication to communism. Strike that communism. Strike that. Why? What? What even done? God, that's straight out of r/Otome. So, where are we? I'd go back on the shed together a thought for a second, and so you've heard of the concept of thoughts existing in the world already and then being put into your head. Dolores Day was actually a chess master. That's a funny thing to have about a religious figure, and you're saying that this is just how hope works versus a viscous substance emitting from your head on your shoulders. So where am I now? Past the turnips, past the cryptozoologists, past the facial hair. And your last message is, can I get in on some of this communist sex? Well, the trade-off is that is that sometime during the 8 hours you will have to view a PowerPoint about why you're wrong about the turnips. Whatever position you were taking on the turnips, mid go at it, you're viewing that PowerPoint and being wrong about it. All right, that's what makes a communist. The arguing.
8 hours. There's no way your equipment would be mashed to jelly.
The fact that this is impossible failure means that somebody gets this, and I'm so curious how this turns around.
And on that note, you feel like you've gotten the general idea of inframaterialism enough to carry on a basic conversation at least. But if you'd like to go even deeper into some of the more speculative aspects of the theory, you could always read further.
I mean, this is gonna be the approximate point where I think I'm ending the episode. I'm gonna be leaving the house after this.
The book fits quite snugly into your palm. It would also fit comfortably into a jacket pocket.
I don't know, what's my real lifetime looking like? It's probably fine. I'm curious. You can't just leave off on the cliffhanger of communist sex. That's edging we're reading.
You flip forward a few pages until you come upon a chapter titled Mental Projection and Transference.
I can't even parse a chapter called Mental Projection and Transference. Although that sounds sick as hell. Sounds awesome. Because you're saying Harry's dick just isn't powerful enough. It's why we need Kim. I know. Everyone talks about how they need Kim. But the details of this need are few and far between. What? I'm mentally projecting out of my body. Where are we?
When a community has achieved a sufficiently high degree of revolutionary fervor, inframaterialists believe that second-level effects may be observed.
Not just first level, but second level?
At this second level, certain hyper-revolutionary individuals may even develop the ability to extend their thoughts into material space and vice versa.
I hate that if I were reading this as a person holding a physical book that had been published for non-Disco Elysium reasons in my actual world, I would look at this and be like, well, this is some sort of horrifying, elaborate scam of imaginary world building. And yet, extend your thoughts into material space and vice versa. What has Shivers been doing to you this whole time? I know it's not in the thoughts category, but that's already happening to you. So, does that mean communists can read minds?
According to inframaterialist theory, yes.
Swag?
Under suitably revolutionary conditions, that is.
Well, your whole reality has revolutioned against you, Harry.
Of course, one doesn't need to be a communist to be attuned to the thoughts of your brothers and sisters.
So, you are inherently aware that you can just do this a lot of the time. Attuned to the thoughts. If I wear a little bit more of stuff for this stats, then will the dance go correctly?
It's become something of a folk legend that during their final meeting, Nielsen and Mazov didn't speak a single word, preferring to sit in silence with their chamomile tea, reading one another's thoughts.
Just kind of making eyes at each other. I'm here for this fully automated luxury gay space communism. Alright, so there's some cool ways of sharing thoughts and needing to create suitably revolutionary conditions. On the one hand, the dream of what's maybe possible in Disco Elysium is so compelling. On the other hand, there's, the very real fear of, will you be alive? Can you continue to be alive? It's really neat. So, yeah, let's just say that's beautiful. We're all in on this, I'll say.
One of the minor tragedies of the late revolutionary period is that few reliable accounts survive.
So whoever wrote this just wrote about the chamomile tea and said, yeah, I hope that happened.
Much of what we know of the communard's activities during this period come from memoirs and second-hand accounts, some only written down decades after the fact, and of dubious authenticity.
It's weird how all of the Kim dialogue, after even just seeing a little alternate pathway, it feels raw, it feels tender, it feels like I'm more aware of how precious it is. I'm emotional, I'm into it, I guess. Okay, hey Kim, you'd say that we share a pretty special connection, right? And that maybe I would reverse time to mend it.
I suppose we do work quite well together.
Not what I said, but I'll take it. You and me, we're on the same wavelength. That's why we're always finishing each other's.
Your words hang in the air as the lieutenant scribbles something in his notebook. At some point, he realizes you're waiting for him and looks up with a tightly knit brow.
Sentences. It happened like maybe a couple of times being in perfect sync, and the tightest hardy part of the investigation, I want to say.
The lieutenant looks at you evenly for a moment, then returns to his notebook without a word.
You'll let me hang in there. I mean, okay, fine. You did?
Did I? My bad, detective. Won't happen again.
Everything hurts in a weird, peculiar manner. I don't know how to feel about the different saves.
As we were saying, it's generally
as we were saying, Crowbook.
these effects
Funny.
are only exhibited by certain hyper-revolutionary individuals, generally less than 0.01% of the revolutionary population.
Oh, specifically the revolutionary population. It wouldn't happen to be a larger percent in the empathetic alcoholic detective population, would it? So why do they only work for hyper-revolutionary communists?
Because plasm has never been directly observed, the exact mechanism behind these effects remains entirely speculative.
Never observed. So this is all of this, and you're saying it's just communist cryptozoology?
In other words, there's no evidence that any of this mind-reading stuff is real.
I can't help but wonder if this changes in the same type of day, if you had followed the hunch and connected the dots and about the working class woman's husband being in danger specifically. That's some mind reading type of thing.
Why are you getting hung up on mechanisms? Open your mind's aperture just a little wider. You're so close to true understanding.
You heard it. Your mind's aperture, spread it. So if there's no evidence of plasma existing, how can the theory be true? Sure.
Most inframaterialists would argue that the inability of skeptics to detect plasm is simply evidence of their own insufficient revolutionary enthusiasm.
Oh, come on. You had me for so much of this, but you're making it sound like some revolutionary gatekeeping.
There you have it. A perfectly unfalsifiable loop.
You're breaking
The
my
theory
heart.
is impossible to disprove on its own grounds.
Damn it. That's the basis of religions and gods and cults and we're handing this back to the communism club with a bite taken out of it so we can say, puh, puh, what have you just put into me?
Meaning is hardly a theory at all.
Logic.
This should be more than enough for a stimulating discussion. That said, if you're still yearning for more...
So it does keep going, and I mean, why wouldn't it? Disco Elysium, in terms of text passages, has never been known to chicken out.
You must. Everyone knows. Books save their best parts for the end.
I mean, as long as that part is saved, I think... I don't know. I'm really curious what happens at the end, but I guess I'll save that for a start of a next time, because I absolutely do have to get going, I think. What's the last sort of things in the chat? Just talking about a sweet scene and saying, one could say that the conditions are already pretty revolutionary. There's a lot of the people aren't happy with the state of the world and want positive change in both the game and real life. Right? That was interesting to dig into all of this. And there's talk of them working so well together. Just, I'm glad you pointed me toward that specific line of Kim dialogue. Everything feels, I don't know, on shaky ground after that. So, you're saying gotta be a little more open-minded. You're right, Harry has already displayed supernatural tendencies, and maybe, just maybe, when the thought completes, 76% of the way there, maybe something will progress in here, I hope. So you're saying it might be better and increase chances for things if you finish the book. I do hope to finish the book in general. I told my family I'd be ready in a few minutes, but I don't have willpower. I'll finish the book, yeah, actually.
You breeze through the next several sections until you arrive at the final chapter, titled A Communism Above Reality. When a society's revolutionary fervor reaches the third and highest level, inframaterialist theoreticians have postulated that the laws of physics cease to be laws.
I mean, that's really cool, but it's at the same time a little bit sad to think about after logic trying to take all of this down. Because on the one hand, we've been in that church with the anomaly. It seems like that kind of thing could be possible. I don't know if it's directly linked to your communisms, but it seems like something's there. There's Viva saying, hello, Governor. Hello. We're finishing a communist book and then being out of here. Hope you're having a good day. Why do the laws of physics cease to be laws? What do they become then? Suggestions? Do they speak to you in your spinal cord? Do they give it a little lick?
More like suggestions, according to some of the SRV's leading inframaterialists.
That's my favorite type of law.
Of course, it's impossible to say what exactly happens under these conditions. No known society has ever achieved the levels of revolutionary enthusiasm the theory seems to require.
Well, that really makes me want to see what the hell is possible for you in terms of revolutionary enthusiasm.
Some inframaterialists have even argued that it might require more plasm than humanity alone may be capable of producing.
You may argue that, but that was before you met the superstar, who was also a communist, who is also... Okay, so are there non-human sources of plasm? And can we rename it so it doesn't rhyme with jism? Are there?
In the SRV, there have been attempts to organize certain species of aquatic mammals, as well as a few of the higher corvids.
Wait, okay, you've tried to recruit dolphins and ravens to communism?
But, as of this writing, only human beings have demonstrated the intellectual capacity for revolutionary communism.
I mean, there have been scientific experiments to see whether little apes and stuff understand trade. Has anyone ever gotten close to the third level? A dolphin, a bird, peanut butter sandwich?
There are numerous stories from Samara involving bandits or fascist mercenaries being levitated by farmers from the most ideologically advanced communes. Of course, few of these incidents have ever been rigorously investigated or substantiated.
How completely fitting that we're reading this next to the cryptozoologist.
Among known attempts to channel third-level capabilities, the most well-documented is the curious case of Coalition warship Debutante.
Levitating? Okay, what's it about, since we're here?
It concerns an interesting series of events that took place during the invasion of Revachol. As Coalition forces made landfall, a cadre of Nielsen's most fervent acolytes attempted to compress a Coalition-era static with their collective will.
And not necessarily the weapons of a warship?
According to Communard law, these acolytes positioned themselves at the top of a redoubt just over the bay of Revachol. From that vantage, they proceeded to visualize pinching Coalition warship Debutante between
Come
their fingers,
on!
a gesture believed to assist in the extra-physical materialization of their thoughts.
This? The thing that you do to someone's head to symbolize that you're annoyed with them? Okay, but communistically? Why didn't they go for the Merc gear, since we're wearing it?
The Communards were notoriously under-equipped against the much better-funded Coalition.
I'll cry,
In any
I
event,
will.
It's doubtful even ceramic armor would have altered the outcome.
Don't make me cry.
The acolytes, along with the redoubt, were vaporized in an artillery strike before the process could be completed.
Why would you tell me about this?
Picture the lot of them, all standing with their fingers in the air 1 minute, the next reduced to a bloody mist.
You're not making this not seem like a cult.
It's been said, though, that in the weeks following the battle, the captain of the Debutante noted an increase in incidents of crewmen striking their heads on unexpectedly low bulkheads.
Like, on the one hand, the supernatural exists in Disco Elysium, so maybe, on the other hand, the reason we're now reinventing communism is because that's the biggest cope I've ever seen. Get out of here. Get out of town. I can't do that one. Whatever communism that we have to offer will apparently be better than this one.
Of course, colourful anecdotes only scratch the surface of what inframaterialists believe may be possible in a truly third-level society.
No, tell me. No, for real, tell me.
Some have theorized that such a society would be fundamentally unrecognizable, lacking many of the institutions we typically take for granted in advanced societies, including organized governments, financial institutions, and law enforcement.
Because you've perhaps all melded into a single mind, is what you're saying?
Did that book just say there's no place for you in this future?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Others have argued that people living under third-level conditions will be immune to such infirmities as hunger, disease, and mental illness.
Can the morale go back up,
In
please?
some of his later writings,
Because it sounded
Nielsen
positive
himself
for a second.
speculated about the potential for an extra-physical architecture that disregards the laws of bourgeois physics and instead
Bourgeois physics.
relies on the revolutionary faith of the people for structural integrity.
Yes, sure. Okay, why would you go to architecture specifically? Why not a little boat that takes you into the stars? Come on, think big here. Are you revolutionary or aren't you? So the buildings stay up because people believe they'll stay up. So are you saying that if this version of communism is fully successful, you enter what, the Warhammer 40k universe? I only have a cursory knowledge of that, but I know it's horrifying. You could say it's a bad theory, or it's...
Precisely. Nielsen observed that the financial system operates on the same principle of faith. So why not an architectural system?
The engineers always hate architects, it is said in the texts of civil engineering and building things. And from the sound of it, they would hate this even more.
On the following page, you come across a few black and white reproductions from Nielsen's own notebooks. One sketch depicts a government ministry shaped like a great inverted pyramid. A hectare in width at the top, balanced atop foundations the size of common apartments.
Yeah, the next Disco Elysium can be set in that.
Another depicts a leaning tower wrapped in a dramatic helix. The caption beneath it reads, "The Tower of History."
Yeah.
Something about that tower looks awfully familiar. Could it be that's what the students were trying to recreate with the matchboxes?
What if people stop believing? Does it collapse?
In the corner of one of the reproduced notebook pages, you can make out the following words, written in Nielsen's distinctive slashing script. A state that has lost the faith of its people has forfeited the right to exist.
Throughout all the absurdity, you've delivered right into my core, right into the bones of the center of my rib cage, something that hits really fucking hard. So plausible or not, there's something beautiful about this idea. Is that how I express what I just felt in the language we have to work with? That's a really hard line.
There is no more. You've reached the outer theoretical limits of communism, and in less than 200 pages.
That's beautiful.
If you'd like to read further, may we recommend a brief look at Occidental architecture?
Sometime? I don't know. That's the whole thing. Thought I would come back to it maybe, but instead I think I'll come back to the thought, because I gotta run. Hey, excuse me. Does it not let you save until you have the thought? What?
Jamais vu. Derealization.
Yes?
Jamais vu. The opposite of déjà vu. Not already seen, but never seen. Everything that should be familiar appears strange and new, like some half-forgotten day in your childhood. Only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And for who knows how long. You should go and ask Joyce Messier about this. What world are we in? This is a fundamental question.
Please? 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 Just a little progress? This looks fucking promising. Thank you. Oh, jeez. Oh my god, thanks for the commented tip on the last video. God, I am cutting it off here, but oh my god, thanks. Okay. Let's go. Let's fucking go. This type of sports chant as we're ready to get philosophical and know about the nature of reality. All right. Okay. I have no idea where my energy is going from there. I'm glad I didn't try to save that until the next episode. Thank you very much for being here with me. Thanks you very much for watching. I hope the rest of your birthday goes well, iTunes Arcade. It's been great hanging out with you throughout all of this madness. Oh my god, that's a high. A red high. Okay.